one thing you do want to make sure is that you use really high quality water, whether it's purified stuff in a gallon from Jewel or filtered water, or we're fortunate enough to live in the Chicagoland area where we have probably some of the best water in our country that's taken care of by our wonderful sanitation crew. But seeing how long that mead's going to sit, you don't want to be using any bullshit. It can go bad on you. Alright, here we have the water slowly boiling. How's it look, George?
It looks pretty good. The water is just starting to bubble up. What we decided to do, some people like to boil the honey into the water. Some people just put the water and honey in the fermenter cold. What we're deciding to do on this one, we want to heat up the water till it gets to just before boiling, and then we're going to shut the heat off and then pour the honey in and mix it, because we're afraid that if you leave the heat on, you might, if the honey is going to sink really quick, it might burn at the bottom of the pot. So that's why we're just going to get the water nice and hot. Get the water nice and hot, kill the heat, and then when we throw the honey in, we're going to mix it pretty good, and then since the water's hot, it should thin it out and dissolve.
If not, then you can always turn the heat back on. You know, this is actually, I'm not going to lie, our first run with a batch of mead.
First mead.
So this is all word of mouth and a few things that I've read that we're going off this on. One thing I forgot to mention when I was introducing the ingredients, very simple, but this is actually called orange blossom honey. I bought this over at our local brew supply store on the south side of Chicago, and it's supposedly very good, one of the best for making meads. There are multiple different strains of honey, just like there's multiple strains of all kinds of, you know, plants and flowers, things that these come from. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this under hot water for a little while, because as we know, honey's very, very thick. Honey's very thick.
So it's important if you warm it up. If you leave it cold, you'll just sit there pouring thick honey for the next hour and a half. So it's all about saving yourself time.
Oh, I didn't get the bean.
Looks like our yeast has already got some activity rolling right here. See it rising up there? It's starting to eat on that sugar from the honey. So that's good yeast. It's live, it's kicking, it's eating, it's farting. You see all that activity? Air bubbles. Bam. That's a very good sign, ladies and gentlemen. This is very active yeast. It's just going crazy. I can't.
It's only been, how long has it been? It's only been about 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops.
Yeah. And we already got activity. I'm really impressed. This is actually one thing I did forget to tell you. This is called Lalvin 7122. Oh wow, look at that. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's exploding.
Yeah, that's Lalvin 71B 1122. Awesome yeast. It looks like it's doing what it needs to do. I'm impressed.
Very
so
good
far.
yeast, yeah.
Alright, right here is the point where water's boiling. Cut it off. Crack open the honey. Oh, and she's already going there.
See, it's nice. See how nice and thin that is?
Mm-hmm. Start stirring it right away so it doesn't sit on the bottom of your pan.
And burn.
Burn it up.
It'll burn.
All that good stuff. You don't want that to happen.
See? You can see it's instantly liquefying. You know?
It's already becoming one with the water.
There you go.
Too bad people couldn't act like this, you know, just melt together and you know, everything work okay.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Right? I think we'd solve a lot of our problems these days. What do you think, people?
There you go. See that? See?
There we go.
That was about 15 seconds of pouring rather than if it was cold honey into cold water.
Oh, we'd be here all freaking night, man.
It'd be a half hour pouring and an hour of stirring.
So now...
Is it settled at the bottom at all, or is it just all liquid?
Most of it's liquid, it looks like.
Smells great.
Doesn't it?
It smells awesome.
I wish that we could
smell-o-vision.
Have a smelly vision, yeah. You know, the old smelly vision.
Yeah, it could sit for years. It's definitely kind of like a fine wine. You can really let it sit for a long time. It gets better and better. So we're not planning on drinking this anytime soon. This is going to be a long process.
Hopefully when it's done and everything goes to plan, it is 2011. By 11/11/11, I'd like to have this cracked at 11/11 at night with 11 people, 11 glasses, 11 swigs. I think something...
the next day we'll post a video. Or
What's
no,
that?
we'll have the video that night. We'll do a video
Yeah.
that night of it.
On 11/11, you'll catch a follow-up. We'll also do a follow-up after, we got some more steps here to show you.
For
We'll
sure.
explain
We're
all that
going to do
later.
down the next month or two, whenever it's ready to move from the primary to the secondary. We'll show you every step of the way. Look at that. Really nice. It's all liquefied at the bottom.
Yep.
See? It's worth it. It was worth to do the extra step or two.
And of
Always
course,
pays off.
with brewing, like anything else, you can make exceptions to the directions and make your own twists on things, and that's what's the great thing about it. Brewing is an art and a science, much like anything else in life. Science. So from here, luckily, I don't know, maybe if you're in Tempe, Arizona, you might not have this luxury, but we do have about 11 feet of snow outside right now. I'm just kidding, not that much, but we're fortunate enough to be able to stick this out in the snow to cool. Otherwise, you can throw it into your sink in an ice bath or just let it sit there until it drops to 70 degrees. But we're going to put this outside in the snow, and that looks like it'll do all right. Now, man, look at this. All this snow. We got so lucky, I guess. No school, so we can have this time to brew. And now it's cool enough here. Let's just keep an eye on it. It doesn't sink to the bottom and ruin our batch here. All right.